Yes, people, what's happening? Welcome back to the channel and welcome to another live stream. Bit of a Chelsea transfer update, looking ahead to the January window, looking back on the year in general. Hope you're enjoying your New Year's Eve. I'm still feeling a bit ill. So thought not much happening tonight. Bit of transfer news coming up. Let's look ahead to the window that is coming up, what we think Chelsea might do, what we can expect. All that sort of stuff. I mean, there's lots to dive into already, guys, early on. The news coming out today that Chelsea are monitoring Nice centre-back Jean-Clair Todibo. We've also got news about Ivan Toney. Ben Jacobs saying the club are divided about what to do about him. Obviously, of course, we've got the news about Ian Maatsen potentially going to join Borussia Dortmund. Mauricio Pochettino's quotes on the January window. Fabrizio Romano saying that January is also a lot about selling players for Chelsea, not just incomings. And then some reports in the Daily Mail saying that we could expect to see as many as 4 new signings coming through the door in January at the club. So yeah, there's lots of things we could potentially expect to happen at Stamford Bridge this window. But yeah, big up to everyone. I hope you're feeling good. I hope you're feeling a little bit better than I am. Hope you're enjoying New Year's Eve. As I said, obviously, we've had a good start to the day. Well, good part of the day with Arsenal losing again. We've gained 6 points on them in less than a week. Who knows? We're coming. Only 12 points behind them now, I think it is. So, yeah, who knows? Maybe we are making a late title charge, guys. 14 points off the top. But, yeah, I hope everyone's enjoying themselves. Hope everyone has good time tonight if they're celebrating. But let's dive into things, guys. As always, make sure you're running the likes up on the stream. Make sure you subscribe to the channel if you're new around here. As always, you people know the deal. 50 likes minimum target. So keep smashing that like button. And let's dive into it. What are people saying in the chat? And then we'll get things going. Arsenal, the biggest bottle job in London. Yeah, absolutely agreed. All I want for New Year is an elite striker in January and seeing Kunku in the 10. Agreed. If we buy good players and we win the next match, we'll go into top 7. Yeah, look, this is the annoying thing. I was saying it the other day during the watch long. Like, we could be 7th in the table now and like 4 points off 6th if we'd beaten Wolves. And if it wasn't for certain decision-making from a certain individual, then that certainly could have been the case. Arsenal losing, what a beautiful New Year's Day. New Year's Day, brother, you're a little bit ahead of yourself. New Year's Eve, but yeah, unless you're in Australia, bro, then yeah, it's definitely New Year's Eve. Let me just check my phone. Yep, 31st of December, that is it. At midnight, transfer window opens. Yeah, last stream of 2023, people. It's been a big one on the channel, but last stream of 2023. Yep, Happy New Year to everyone as well. Up the Chelsea for sure. Young Sniper, big up my guy. Dearish Devil coming through again with the donation. Greatly appreciated, brother. You've been great support to the channel, so big yourself up. I hope you're doing well. Stuart, big up my guy. Yeah, great news about Arsenal. Fulham away is not for everyone, people. It's not for everyone. Let's dive into things then, guys. Let's dive into things because the first thing I wanted to talk about was not. We're not going to get to transfer news straight away. We're going to start on Pochettino's quotes about the transfer window in itself. And according to in the Mail Sport today, Mauricio Pochettino believes his misfiring Chelsea squad have the quality to qualify for Europe, even if they fail to strengthen in January. Now, part of me, I don't know, it's a tricky one, isn't it? Part of me feels like we've brought in so many new players, we could do with allowing them more time to gel and getting used to each other rather than bringing a whole load of more players in. But then I also look at it, I think we are in desperate need of some obvious experience. And we're in desperate need of a top-class centre forward. But, I mean, I don't know if I think I can sit here right now and say that we can qualify for Europe if we fail to strengthen in January. I don't think I trust our injury record. I don't think I trust us enough as a team to be able to confidently say that we can qualify for Europe without strengthening. Now, look, of course, any form of Europe, yeah, I'm sure we could get Conference League with the current score. We could probably sneak into Europa League. But having said a few weeks ago that the Champions League was definitely dead and buried, it does seem to be, I don't want to say it's coming back to us, but it is a little bit coming back to us. I'm not saying we're going to do it or anything, but, the picture looks a little bit less bleak than it did when we were losing back-to-back games to United and Everton not so long ago, guys. I mean, I'm just going to dive into the article itself, what it says. Pochettino believes his misfiring joke. Yeah, we've done that. It's understood the club are looking to bring in as many as 4 new faces when the window opens, with a striker as priority. But Pochettino says his existing staff would be sufficient if Chelsea had better luck with an injury list. Yep, I agree. If we had a fully fit squad, guys, then perhaps January enforcements aren't a massive necessity. But the problem is, we don't have a fully fit squad. I don't think we've had a fully fit squad for what? At least 2 years now. It must be at least 2 years. And I just can't rely on our injury situation. You know, Romeo Lavia out for 5 or 6 months, comes back injured in his first game. We don't know when we're going to see him again. You know, players getting knocks left, right, and centre. Chukwuemeka's still not back. We still haven't got Ben Chilwell back. Reece James out. Like we can't trust this group of players and our fitness record. So we absolutely, I think, have to go for it. If we had a fit squad, then look, I'd still like us to add 1 or 2 in January, but it becomes less of a pressing issue. But we have, obviously, I mean, it's a generous view, I think, because it has been a turbulent season, to be fair. But after back-to-back wins against Palace and Luton, guys, we have sort of picked a little bit of momentum up. I mean, Poch was asked after the 3-2 win yesterday if the current squad was good enough to climb into the European places. And look, European places, if it doesn't mean Champions League places, then yeah, it absolutely is. But he said, of course, I really believe in my players. It's only the circumstances. We need to recover the players that are injured. We have some setbacks with players like Lavia, who was involved last game that cannot be involved today. Our job is to help the players improve. I think we are improving as a team. So, yeah, look, I don't know, guys, if we can afford to not do anything in January. That, for me, is a massive gamble. Am I saying that's going to happen? No, I'm not saying that's going to happen. But what I am saying is it would represent a large gamble. I think we will do business, but I don't think we'll do business for the sake of it. If we can't get the quality of player that we need and the right level of experience, then I'd rather us focus on shifting players out the door, recovering players, working more with the current players than just bringing people in for the sake of it. I mean, guys, let me know your thoughts in the chat. Do you think we can? I'm not saying we're going to do this, but do you think we would be taking a massive gamble by not doing any business in January? Let me know your thoughts in the chat. I'm going to go for a few more things in the chat. No more kids. Yeah, agreed. When will you think Chelsea will sign the players? I don't think we'll sign any players in the first week. No, not for me. Not for me, because you would have heard about deals. You know, you'd hear strong rumours, strong reports linking us with players that we're going to compete one by next weekend. I suspect if any are going to come in, it'll be like between probably the last couple of weeks of the window, but you just never know. Look, it could sign up to. Look, striker's absolutely a priority. Doesn't mean we're going to sign a striker. Does it mean 4 players for the first team, or does it mean 4 players in general? Like that could be for multi-club model. That could be for development signs. It could be players that are never going to play for the club, but we're just going to flip them on for a profit. Who knows? Look, to be honest, I don't think that's a complete disaster to do that. Reportedly, United won't activate an option in his contract to extend it for another year, which means he would be free to speak to clubs. 30 years of age, I still think he's got a lot to offer. A very experienced centre-back, a good defender. If Thiago Silva were to move on at the end of the season, I think we could certainly do a lot worse than Raphael Varane, but I suspect he'll go back to the continent somewhere in Europe. I don't think it's a sort of player that Chelsea would be looking to monitor, but I do agree that there's a possibility that could happen. Not a possibility it could happen, but I think it would be, in my opinion, something that would potentially make sense, but I just don't see it happening at all. We have so many players, over 50% of them we haven't seen play. Bro, this is part of this kind of model, this recruitment drive. Half these guys that we sign, I don't necessarily mean the first team signings, but half these guys that we sign in general, not many of them will actually end up playing for the first team. I have my doubts that we'll ever see Cesare Casadei play a competitive game for Chelsea. I'm not sure we'll see Andre Santos play for Chelsea, even though he's very, very highly rated. So, yeah, it's that's part of it. Some players will be signed and flipped for a profit. I don't know how much more we'll see Datro Fofana play. Probably not very much, in my opinion. Maatsen and Chalobah going for short. I agree on that. United lost yesterday as well. We're only 3 points behind them now. We have a shot for Europe, but I don't trust these directors and owners to bring in the right players. That's the problem at the moment, is that, the bulk of I've criticised the recruitment, and rightfully so. But where there's criticism, there also has to be praise, because the signings of Cole Palmer is looked to be an exceptional signing. Petrovic on current, and admittedly it's a small sample size, looks to be a good signing. Malagusto looks to be a very good signing. So the recruitment in general has not been horrendous, but there have been large parts of it which have been poor, or it's been like the situation of what it takes to build a squad has been massively misunderstood to what it takes to compete in the Premier League. Back-to-back wins and Arsenal in the toilet. Yeah. 2024, the Blues are coming. Carabao Cup, marching towards a top 5. Ivan Toney or Victor Osimhen in January. Who knows? Things could be looking very different. Brian, big up my brother. Up the Chelsea. Happy New Year to my proper Chelsea everywhere. Yes, big up my guy. I hope everything's well with you, and enjoy the new year. It's not gamble. It's clear we're fucked without experience. Yeah, no, I would agree. I would agree on that, and I'm by no means advocating that we should go and not sign anyone. But I'm just saying there's kind of like a little part of me what feels like, do you know what? We could benefit from just not having any more players come in, because of the turnover of players, the players coming through the door has been so many. If we are selling Connor to Spurs, no, that has been shut down by Ben Jacobs. There is interest from Spurs. We know that from last summer. But in terms of that report that came out from Damasio in Italy, that they were in talks, that's not true. I reckon nothing will happen in January until they sold all they want to sell. Look, maybe that's part of the reason why they're looking to push so hard to get rid of Connor in January, because we need to sell before we can buy, or they want to sell before we can buy. I don't know. We don't even need to get to Todibo. No, we don't really. It's just an interest. Look, it's clear we're looking for another centre-back. We've been linked with Usman Diamonde, the Ivory Coast international, 20-year-old at Sporting Lisbon, a while back. A centre-back is obviously not an immediate priority, but it's clear that with Chalobah going in January, in all likelihood, and Thiago Silva, question marks over his future in terms of whether he'll stay, another year, then yeah, there are certainly questions to be asked on that front, guys. There are definitely questions to be asked on that front. Unless any signings are ready to start quick and have experience, what's the point? Yeah, I agree. Like, we don't need to bring in any more developmental players, any more young players. Right now, we need players that are going to come in this window and are ready to make an immediate impact and don't really need much of a settling in period. We've got too many youngsters. The last thing you want to do with an inexperienced team is add more inexperience to it. So if we can't get what we need, then don't do anything. Is my point of view on this one. Don't add more inexperience. If you can't add the experience and the quality that you need to add in this window, then don't add anything at all. There's no point adding wrong pieces to the puzzle. That's how I see it. Can't believe Chelsea can still buy players. Yeah, no, we got money to spend. Yes, Chelsea are big up. Look, ultimately, I think it'll be down to Silva as well if he wants to stay. What he decides that he wants to do. But yeah, look, he's an exceptional player, unbelievable leadership qualities, an elite level mentality. Look, if he's happy not to play every week next season, then 100% keep him. But if he wants to go and finish in Brazil, ultimately Silva is going to decide what he wants to do. But the club should offer him something, and whether he takes it or not is up to him. But the club should 100% be offering him something. All these losses to mid teams, yeah, I know the league's been crazy this season in terms of everything that's been going on. But turning a couple of those draws into wins. Like, we hold on for another. We don't capitulate against Arsenal. We're +2. We don't throw it away in other games that we've thrown it away. And we maybe don't lose to Forest at home. That's +3. You could be 5 points more, and you should beat Bournemouth away when we drew 0-0 at the start of the season. It's fine margins. And look, we're not. I've said, look, this team is not the finished article by any accounts, but it's not as far away as people think. Yes, there's things that need to improve, but it's really not as far away as people think it is. Arsenal bottling as usual. Yep, they've done it early this time. If we get players... No, we spent $1 billion over 3 windows, yeah. But what the billion doesn't take into it, what people don't understand about the billion, and when the media quote the billions, it's like a headline figure, is that one, it's like that's including all the add-ons in the deals, which haven't even been hit yet and might not ever be hit. And, you know, it's also including players that haven't even played for the football club yet and might not ever play. So it's not like the £1 billion has all been put into the first team. I'm not saying that it's not been bad, because it's not been amazing. But like, I think there's been parts of this season that have been positive, and there's been parts that have been poor. But I think there's enough for me. I've seen enough to suggest that next year we can make a bit of a push, have a strong second half to the season, and really set ourselves up for a bit more of an assault on the league. Not the title necessarily, but a bit more of an assault on the league, be more established in the top 3, top 4 positions next season. Brother, who knows? Who knows? Of all the signings we've made, Palmer and Gusto were the only real top signings. Yes, Caicedo and Enzo are players that will come good. I mean, look, Palmer was like, I don't want to say Palmer was a gamble, but he'd been someone that was on the periphery of Man City for 3 years, had played very little first-team football. Gusto was obviously, I don't want to say he was established, but he was playing regularly for Lyon, French and under-21 international. Enzo's a World Cup winner. Caicedo obviously one phenomenal season with Brighton in the Premier League. Mudryk, a lot of potential. Look, I think we signed some good players, but the issue with the recruitment for me is we've signed too many players that aren't ready to make an impact right now. That's where the big crux of the issue is with the recruitment for me. Yes, big up my brother. Happy New Year to you as well. Any new signing we bring in may also need to at times to adapt. Yeah. Got so many things coming through in the chat. Guys, I'll try and get through as many things as I possibly can, but I won't be able to read them all. If you want to guarantee your comment gets read out, then please do use the super chat function. Any donations greatly appreciated by myself and the channel. If not, guys, I'll try and get through as many as I can. You can also become a channel member for $1.99 a month if you wish to hit the link in the description, guys. The more members we get, I'll start doing member-only shows and things like that. And also, people, we are 25 likes now. We're halfway to 50 likes, guys. Keep smashing that like button. I'm sure there's loads of you in here that haven't smashed the like button. So let's try and get this to 100 likes. But first, 50 likes for the final stream of the season. That's the first port of call. So if you're locked in now, please smash that like button. It really helps with the algorithm, etc. Gets more eyes on the stream, spreads the comment to more people. The more people that like it, YouTube boosts it, sees it's liked by people. And we get more eyes on the channel. And that's what we want. More people joining the community, more people seeing the content. So please do smash that like button if you haven't done so. It's free. It takes seconds. And please subscribe to the channel as well if you haven't done so already. But yeah, run the likes up, guys. Thiago Silva was fuming that day. Comment on Silva from Poch. No, it's like it was a tongue-in-cheek thing. He didn't mean it. Like, he didn't mean it as in like, oh God, he's moaning again. Like that's the mentality of Silva. That's why he's been able to play at the top level for so long. Those are the sort of people you want in and around the change room. Those are the guys that you want on the pitch. So when is Wes back? No idea. He was originally going to be ruled out for the whole season. So anything other than that, if he returns early, that's a big bonus. That's a big bonus if he returns early. Now, we can sign players. I'm not sure where this thing has come from that, you know, we're not going to be able to sign players. I don't really know where that's come from, to be perfectly honest. Agreed, we need proven players. Look, João Palhinha had a fantastic game today for Fulham. I suspect he'll go off to Bayern Munich in January, or if not, he'll go to Bayern at the end of the season, or people will be more interested in there'll be more interest in him from bigger clubs in Europe. Yeah, do you know what? The owners are coming for a lot of criticism. I'll criticise them for a number of things, but you know, they're prepared to put their hand in their pockets. They're prepared to invest, and they're ambitious. Yes, they might have made wrong decisions and got things and not, you know, and maybe made too many changes too quickly. But you cannot knock their ambition. You cannot knock their ambition. Newcastle could lose tomorrow as well. Yep, we'd be a point behind them. What else are we going on here? Got so many things coming through, guys. Yeah, Happy New Year from Swaziland. Big up to all the Chelsea fans in Swaziland. Hope you're doing well, brother. Biggest we have is we can't play for 90 minutes. Yep, got game management, and for sure that when we made the subs yesterday, things dipped a little bit. What else have we got going on here? Yes, evening, my guy. I hope you're doing well. Yeah, Man United definitely aren't in. Oh, mate, I got battered for saying that I'd rather be in Chelsea's position than Man United's position, like a few weeks into the season or whatever. And it's true. I'd much rather be in our position because at least we've cleared our squad out and we're building something for the future. United are just in no man's land. But let's move into the main. Well, I suppose the main news kind of from today. Chelsea are interested in Nice's Jean-Clair Todibo. Obviously, you know, he's been linked with Man United, obviously with the Ineos links, Jim Ratcliffe, Nice, etc. He's been linked with Spurs as well, but Spurs seem to be moving for that Romanian centre-back from Genoa, who I can't pronounce his name. But Chelsea are interested in Jean-Clair Todibo from Nice ahead of the January transfer window. That is Bobby Vincent for Football London. Let me just bring this article up, see if there's any more meat on the bones on that one in the article. Where are we? So it does not help. Chelsea cannot settle on a back four. Pochettino has used 3 different centre-back pairings in the last 10 matches. 5 of those have seen Silva paired with Disasi. But they have been unable to get any real rhythm going together. To do that, they need to keep playing matches, and that's only if Pochettino sees them as his best defensive pairing. But Chelsea are interested in signing a new central defender when the January transfer window opens and are scouring Europe for different options. Jean-Clair Todibo from Nice is one option, Football London understands. With Chelsea interested in the defender, Tottenham too are thought to have an interest in a 23-year-old who is fairly experienced despite a relatively young age. Todibo has made almost 100 appearances for the French club in Liga and has also picked up 2 caps for France's senior side. Chelsea will look to address certain areas in the window if the right players are available, and Todibo is definitely someone the club see as an option. Obviously know that Chalobah looks set to leave next month. I mean, look, 23 years of age. It's a bit younger than ideally we perhaps would have wanted. But do you know what? Almost 100 games. Like, he's got experience. He's played for the French national side. It's almost 100 appearances in Liga. He's a good defender. I think Juventus have looked at him in the past as well. United and have looked closely at him. But why anyone would want to join Man United when they just kill players' careers is beyond me. But look, Todibo, good player. Nice are having a good season. 6'4". Why don't we sign Dan Burn if you want a tall left back? Yeah, well, why not? I mean, look, I don't know what I think is Chelsea's best defensive pairing. I mean, if you told me at the start of the season what I think Chelsea's best centre-back pairing would have been, I would have told you I would have gone Thiago Silva and Badia Schil. We've seen that a few times, and I'll be real, it's not looked that great. It hasn't looked that great. What also is not looking great, guys, is the amount of likes on this on the stream. With 30 likes, people, come on. We need 20 more. It's the last stream of 2023. We can do much better than this, guys. We can do much better. So please keep smashing the like button. There's 44 of you, 46 in the building now. So please smash that like button if you haven't. It's free. It takes seconds. And yes, I know I'm going on, but please run the likes up. Let's get this to 50 likes minimum as quickly as possible, guys. It would be greatly, greatly appreciated. What else are we going on here? For God's sake, have extra left back and right back because we have a lot of centre backs, and if we get good centre back, go for it. I don't know. Look, centre back for me is, I mean, what? Todibo 6'4", Badia Schil 6'4", Petrovic 6'4". Are we a French academy now? I don't know. But look, it's clear that Poch is not happy with the amount of height, I think, in the back line. I think that much is obvious. Maybe, I don't want to say that's the main reason as to why we're so shit at defending balls into the box, so shit at defending set pieces. But it certainly could be part of the reason why that. Obviously, there's no point just signing tall players. They need to be decent players as well. Don't just sign anyone who's fucking over 6'2" or whatever. But, you know, at the same time, I like Todibo. I think he's a decent player, good centre-back. Problem is, what are we looking for here? Are we looking for another starting centre-back, or are we looking for a centre-back that's just going to make up the numbers and be a squad centre and just be a squad player. Like, what we're looking for, a starter or a squad filler? Because I look at Todibo, who's playing every week at Nice. If he's going to take a step up from Nice and move to a big club, he's going to want to he's going to want to play somewhere where he's going to be a regular. Is he going to be a regular at Chelsea? I don't think he is. Even if Silva and Chalobah move on, we've still got Fofana, we've still got Badia Shil, we've got Disassi, and we've got Levi Colwell. Like Todibo would want to be a starting be a starting centre back. So I don't see how like signing Todibo makes sense from his perspective, because he's not going to play regularly unless this is true, that Colwell will forever be a left back. But then hopefully we're not going to see Chilwell return at left wing and then Colwell fucking left back, and then Todibo. We're not going to see Colwell as a centre back anymore. I don't see that as the case. I don't know how much Todibo would cost. I don't know how many years are left on his contract. Let's have a look how many years Todibo's got left on his contract at Nice. Jean-Clair Todibo. Oh, he's 24 years of age now. He was 24 yesterday. He was 24 yesterday. When is his contract up? He's 1.9. His stats up from good old Transfermarkt. And let's see. Then we've got Alfie Gilchrist as well. I mean, to be honest, though, I think the next step for Gilchrist is to go on loan and play regular first-team football at a senior level. That would be the next thing for him. Todibo, centre-back. 14 appearances in Liga this season. Oh, I mean, according to Transfermarkt, his value is 35 million euros, but his contract expires in 2027. So he's still got, 3.5 years on it? Well, 3.5 years on it. So, look, Nice can command a decent fee for him. He seems to be, he looks like a good player to me. Interesting clubs, Spurs and Man United. He came from Barcelona in 2021 for 8.5 million euros. So that's a decent pickup from Nice. Came for 8.5 million euros. He's played 14 games in Liga this season for Nice, and he's picked up 1 assist. He looks all right. He looks okay to me. Main position centre back, looks like he can play left or right sided centre back. Look, I don't think he's a bad player. He's got 1 La Liga title with Barcelona. 24 years of age. I think we could certainly do a lot worse than that. Don't forget Gilchrist. No. Todibo's first choice right centre back. Fofana second choice. Disassi can be the third. Look, again, it depends what we're looking to do. Harvey, big up. Hope you're doing well, brother. Hello to everyone in Nottingham. Big win for Forest yesterday. Nuno at the wheel seems to be getting a bit of a bounce out of the team. Losing to Nottingham Forest, yeah. Well, to be fair, we lost to Nottingham Forest as well. Can't lie. What about the strikers? We're going to get into the striker stuff. Todibo would be good. Yeah. Do you think there's a chance we may sell Disassi? No, I don't think so. But then again, we've seen with Chelsea and this ownership that, Koulibaly came, and I don't think anyone expected Koulibaly to sign and then after one season be out the door. I don't think any of us expected that. So yeah, who knows? Like I don't think it can be. I wouldn't have thought so, but it can't be fully ruled out. It absolutely can't be fully ruled up. Yes, I mean, it's big up, my guy. Don't trust players from the Farmers League. The French League's deep, bro. I'll tell you what. The French League is got a great hit rate for signings. A lot of players you sign from France do very, very well. Bernardo Silva came from the French League. There's loads that come from the French League. The French League is a good place to go shopping. Decent players. Malo Gusto from the French League. You can get good signings out of France. Badia Shil came from France. Disassi, all right, I think he started reasonably well. Do I think he's a world-class centre-half? No, he's not. But yeah, the French league's decent for signings. I think he's the same height as the Sassy. Yeah, these are the types of signings to expect. Now, I would agree. Let's be honest, the Sassy really levels above Chalobah. No, but this is the whole thing we were saying in the summer, people. Like, was there really any need to bring the Sassy in? Because is he that much clear of Chalobah? No, he's not. Bashir Humphries will be sold. There's not, for me, I don't, unless it's happened to be a fifth choice centre back at Chelsea. For me, he's not going to get in. We're looking for another centre. I don't know why we're looking for another centre back. I guess it's really just a Thiago Silva replacement is what we'd be looking for. But yeah, look, let's wait and see what happens. I don't know what the best centre-back pairing is, guys. I'll be brutally honest. I couldn't tell you. Look, we've seen multiple different centre-back pairings this season already. Obviously, we had to change some through injury. But if I asked you to say what our best centre-back pairing is, I don't know. I couldn't tell you because, you know, if I would have said it was Silva and Badiashile, but obviously Badiashile hasn't been fit at the start of the season. He's struggled a little bit. It is an interesting one. It is an interesting one for sure. I don't know. I really don't know. Thing is, Silva and Disasi is the one that's played the most. We've hardly seen Colwell at centre back. We haven't seen Fofana at all. And then it's basically Silva and then someone else partners him, whether it's Disasi or Badiashile, but I don't know the answer. Guys in the chat, let me know your thoughts. What do you think is Chelsea's best centre-back pairing? When everyone's fit, what do you think the best pairing is at the back? Because I don't know. I'm not sure. It's an interesting one. Bro, this is all from Twitter. These are just all things that are posted on Twitter. So it's not from any specific site. And then the links to the articles are posted underneath. People thinking Silva and Colwell. Thing is, how many times have we seen Silva and Colwell play together this season as a centre-back pairing? I think we've hardly seen it. Look, I think centre-back for me is not a priority for January. But if we can... Oh, transfer marked? Yeah, transfer marked. So transfer... and then marked MARKT. Yeah, transfer marked is that is the website. I'll just type it in the chat. Transfer marked, spelt like that. Colwell and Badiashile is the future. I still think Wesley Fofana is a top centre back. And if he can get himself fit and playing well, then he makes a massive difference, in my opinion, to this team. He makes a huge difference. So I don't think you can rule Fofana out. I mean, maybe Fofana and Badiashile, if everyone's fit and playing at their best. I think that, for me, could be a strong partnership. Guys, we still haven't hit 50 likes yet. Come on, people. We're only on 36. There's almost 50 in the building. Keep smashing that like button. You know, it's not hard, people. It's not hard. So please run the likes up. Subscribe if you're new around here as well. But please smash the like button. It's free. It takes seconds. And it massively helps out. So if you could run the likes up, guys, I would really appreciate it. So please do that, people. Please do that. Badiashile and Fofana for me. Do you know what the ironic thing is, right? And we've needed to move away from a back three for a number of years now. But with the players we've got in the squad at the moment, it's a back three. It actually suits a back three really well. You could have Silva, Badiashile, and Colwell this season as a three. Gusto as a right. Gusto and James as right wing backs. Chilwell and Maatsen as left wing backs. And then you could have what in the middle. You have whatever. You have Gallagher and Enzo. You have Gallagher, Caicedo. Whatever makeup of a midfielder you want. And you have the three up top. The only problem with the 3-4-3 system would be is that it means that Nkunku either has to play as a 9 or he has to play as a winger, which both those aren't really his best positions. Badiashile and Fofana for me. Sell Sterling, yeah. Yes, big up. Happy New Year, brother. Hope you're doing well. You can go, what am I doing for New Year? Bro, nothing. I'll be sitting at home because I don't feel that well. I'm all right sitting down and speaking, but any form of activity, yeah, I feel absolutely fucked. So, yeah, won't be doing anything. So we're talking transfer news and talking Chelsea. What better way to see in the new year? Best centre back player, Thiago Badiashile, next up for Fana. Fair. Yeah, I think Nkunku is better as a 10, but this centre back thing's going to be interesting to watch, people. It is going to be interesting to watch and see what we can do about it. It is going to be an interesting one. It is going to be a very interesting one, guys. But yeah, let's move on from the centre back thing. Osimhen is linked to us, but again, a move in January, I think, is viewed as very, very unlikely. At this point in time, it's viewed as very, very unlikely. So let's wait and see on that one. But yeah, centre back definitely one to watch, even though I don't think it's a priority at all. But yeah, it is what it is, guys. We're going to go for a centre back. If we can find a way of taking an opportunistic moment to get one, then let's do it. But it absolutely shouldn't be an absolute priority. Only if a deal presents itself and it's too good to not take advantage of, let's do it. But we shouldn't be taking our focus away from elsewhere to focus on centre backs. So let's make sure we don't. Let's make sure we don't. Let's make sure we don't take our focus off doing that. Let's make sure we don't do that. But yeah, Todibo would be a decent signing. But again, not a priority for me. Not a priority for me. Look, I haven't seen anything or any reports suggesting that we're looking to bring an experienced striker in on loan. But I would have to say, with Ivan Toney not looking particularly likely and Osimhen looking very difficult to get unless we can agree a deal in January to come in the summer. But because it's a release clause, I'm not really sure we'll be doing that. Look, I haven't seen anything or heard anything to suggest that, but it would kind of make sense. It would sort of make sense, like a Giroud kind of signing on a loan deal to the end of the season. The thing is that it's hard to find strikers that are going to make an impact for 6 months. That's the difficulty, people. That's the difficulty. Look, I wouldn't completely rule it out, but at the same time, like, there's been no report suggesting that we're looking to do that sort of thing. So I'd have to say that would appear very unlikely in my view. Yes, big up to FFTV. Evening, hope you're doing well. Danny Welbeck from Brighton. No, Danny Welbeck's not it. I'm sorry. No, Tammy Abraham's barely played. He's been out with an ACL. I don't even think he's back for Roma yet. I think that kind of ship's gone. Again, Jackson's going to be like, we don't need another one of those types of forward. We need someone that is basically an elite level operator. Abraham's not that guy. He's a bit similar to Jackson. Maybe he's a little bit better at this point in time. But yeah, we need someone that's going to be an elite level operator. And unfortunately, Tammy Abraham is not that guy. But yeah, let's talk about Ivan Toney and strikers and all that good stuff. Ben Jacobs has put a little thread out on Ivan Toney. Brentford's really struggling at the moment, by the way. Like, they've lost 6 of their last 7. Brentford expects 80 million plus for Ivan Toney in January, making it difficult for suitors. Understand the club still prefer not to lose him this window, well, obviously, and to have him sign a new deal potentially with a release clause. Toney would welcome an Arsenal approach, but nothing concrete yet. Chelsea have always been a bit divided over Toney. He's been on the list and discussed internally, but as previously reported, not necessarily top of it. Oh, of course. This is due to age and price. Yeah, of course. So, like, what? So age is a problem. Age and price, but if Toney was 25, then we'd be happy to pay the price. But because he's 2 years older, we're not happy to pay the price. Like, I don't understand it. I really don't get it. I to be honest, I don't know what's going to happen with Toney in January. I don't know if Arsenal have got the financial capabilities of going for him in January. We know they've got FFP issues. That's why they couldn't sign David Raya. They had to sign him on that weird loan deal with an obligation to make it permanent. I don't know. But if Arsenal can get themselves together and they put an offer on the table for Toney, Toney would 100% go to Arsenal. But I still don't really see how Toney does leave in January. I still don't really see how that happens. I don't know. Look, if we want him, I think we'll put the money on the table and try and make it happen. I don't think Arsenal have got the money to do that. Sesko, again, like you see things crop up about Sesko, but Sesko isn't playing that regularly at Leipzig. He's not an experienced centre forward. Yes, he's got a lot of ability and he's got good potential, but like it's another one of those strikers that we don't need. We need a centre forward that is as close to the finished article as possible and can come in and make an instant impact. And Sesko's not going to do that. Neither is someone like Santiago Jimenez at Feyenoord. Like, these guys are good, exciting players, but they're not moving the needle for us right now. Any signings that come in January, particularly a centre forward, have to make an immediate impact and move the needle straight away. These kind of development strikers are not going to be it. Yeah, he will be a little bit rusty, but he's been playing behind closed doors games. He's been training. Let's be real. They say age/price. I think he'll leave in this. I think he'll leave in the summer as well. Yeah, but look, a lot of players say that they want to go to places. Look, Arsenal would probably be his first choice, but I think he would be equally happy to come to Chelsea if a move to Arsenal, didn't materialise. I think he would be happy to come. And look, at the end of the day, as long as they're happy to come, I don't really care. If you're not first choice, then so be it. So be it, guys. We were linked to Gorkrez, but Gorkrez has said that he's going to stay at Sporting to at least the end of the season. So I think that rules that one out. And again, we're not going to spend 100 million euros on a centre forward, Gorkrez. Yes, who's done well so far in the first 6 months, but he was playing in the Championship for Coventry last season. He had 6 months in the Portuguese league, and suddenly, we think he's the answer to our problems. He absolutely is not. Guys, we're 5 likes on 50. Keep smashing the like button. Come on, people. Run those likes up. Let's get this to 50 likes minimum. Come on, guys. It's not hard. It's free. It's simple. It takes seconds. So please do run those likes up, people. Run those likes up. Brentford needing to save their season. Yeah, I would expect, for me, if I was saying right now, I think the most likely scenario is that Toney signs a new deal at Brentford with a release clause in it and he leaves in the summer. That, for me, is what I think is most likely to happen, but you just never know. I think we already have too many overpaid for players in the squad. This has to end now. I think they only add... that's not what we're looking for, though. Like, we don't need another one of those. And, like, we've been told that we're 2 windows into a 4-window plan. Like, we need... Like, these next 2 windows are about adding experience and sort of know-how and the final missing bits of the puzzle. This is not about adding more development players, more youngsters to develop. We don't need any more of those. 80+ million is crazy for Tony. I just hope Chelsea owners are not going to fall into this trap again. I don't see how we can attract any top strikers. Well, we're not a million miles off the top 4. Chelsea is still a massive football club. The project is exciting, but I can understand where it's easier to get younger players to join because they've got the time left in their careers to wait for this to come good, whether it's 12 or 18 months. Whereas if you're an Ivan Toney, for example, at 27 going 28 next year, this is going to be the big move of your career. You want to go to a team that's a bit more settled, a bit more established. And you could see why Arsenal would be more attractive to him, even though I think Chelsea will win trophies before Arsenal do. Like, he probably won't see it that way. They're going to be playing regular Champions League football and whatnot. Look, January's hard to sign centre forwards. It's hard to sign players in general. So, I mean, let's wait and see. Let's wait and see, guys. But, yeah, who knows, people? Who knows? Brentford, 80 mil in January, get him 50 max in the summer. I don't think so. If he signs a new contract with a release clause in it, then it's irrelevant. If he doesn't, then the price will obviously go down. But we are desperate for a striker. Do you expect a wing? Do you expect a winger that can play striker? Look, again, the modern day. There's not that many out and out nines. Modern day now, you see a lot of players that play as a striker but can also play wide. Could we be looking at one of those? But then the forwards we've been linked with, there aren't any of those. There aren't any of those types. So I don't know. I really don't know. Yes, Seru Guirassy. Look, I think Milan are looking at him. Man United have been linked with him. Look, Guirassy is a good striker. Like, again, this is like he hadn't scored more than 11 goals in the league in his career before this season. He's doing it very well. This will be his one chance to get a move. Again, look, you're taking a chance on a striker that, yes, has done well in the first half of this season, but this is kind of against the norm for what Guirassy normally does. And if he's going to end up anywhere, I think he ends up in Serie A, or I think he ends up at Man United. For me, it's not really a Chelsea type of signing. I don't think it. I personally look. Would it make a bit of a difference? Yeah, probably, but it's not making enough of a difference for me that we desperately need, in my opinion. Barca need money. Grab Lewandowski. Lewandowski's been off it a little bit, to be honest. We will always get the players just on our... Yeah, no, I think we will. We don't offer ridiculous wages either anymore. But again, that's probably another thing that's going to need to change. If we're going to attract these more, like these top players, then we are going to need to, do better in terms of offering wages. Agreed on that front. Sterling needs to stay on the bench now. We need to use fullbacks on both sides. Absolutely. Chelsea will win another. Yeah, I think we'll win another Champions League for Arsenal. Absolutely. Can we get Felix Stowe back? Who's that? Well, we mean João Felix back? No, absolutely not. Absolutely not. But the striker thing's really interesting, guys, because realistically, there's two options with Chelsea, and Ivan Toney and Victor Osimhen. I think it's clear that Osimhen's ahead of Toney in the list, but I don't see how, if I'm being brutally honest, I don't see how either of those players are going to end up playing for Chelsea in January. I don't see how we get, personally for me right now, I don't see how we get a top, I don't see how we sign an elite level forward in January unless we're prepared to break our wage structure and spend at least £100 million. I don't see how we get ourselves an elite level striker in January. I don't know what we're going to do. It's an interesting one. No, there was no release. Osimhen's never had a release clause in his contract. There was no release clause in his contract in the summer. This one that he signed recently has got a release clause in there. I think there's an obligation. There's obviously now they've come to an agreement that he will leave if the money's paid for him. He can go, but there was no release clause for Osimhen in the summer. The release clause is active in 2024. The release clause is active. Fabrizio was saying that the release clause is active in 24. Hasn't said anything about it being the summer. Rumors say we can only spend 100 million in January. I think we can spend more than that because, we are going to sell players. But that does take me nicely on to, selling players. I don't want to spend 100 million pounds on a striker because this is another thing as well. Like, unfortunately, if we want a top level forward, we are going to have to pay big money. And with that, spending big money on a striker becomes that sort of worry for Chelsea fans because the majority of the time we spent big money on centre forwards. They just have not worked out. They just haven't worked out. I don't really know what the best option for us is on this front. It is a tricky one, isn't it? It is a really, really tricky one. I just don't know what the best option for us is. Guys, one more like for 50. Come on, people. One more like to hit the 50 likes. Let's run this up to 50 likes immediately. Come on, guys. Keep smashing that like button. Do all that good stuff. Subscribe if you're new around here. We need one more person to hit the like button to hit 50. And then we can try and push our way up towards 100 or as close to 100 as we can possibly get. Keep smashing the like button, guys. 49 likes. There's 43. There's definitely one person that's not hit the like button. Come on, guys. Just smash the like button. It's free. It takes seconds. Really helps with the algorithm. So yeah, please do that. Let's get this up to 60, 70 likes if we can. You guys are saying about Forest need to sell a lot of players. We don't need to sell a lot. We do need to sell players. Forest have got. I didn't realize how many African players that Forest had. Sangare's going, Bolly's going. In 1 year, we've been without him anyway. I don't know if he's in the squad or not. But yeah, Forest in January for the AFCON. So yeah, there's a few holes to plug there. Bowley may spend till deadline. Yeah, maybe so. Look, who knows? Like, I think one thing we've learnt with Chelsea in the transfer window is be prepared to expect the unexpected. You just don't know what you're going to get. You've got no idea what you're going to get. You might head into a window thinking, yeah, I think we might get X, Y, or Z, and we end up with something completely different, or we end up with nothing. Transfer windows are really exciting for Chelsea. We have to enjoy them while we can, because I think the next two windows, this one and the summer, these are going to be the last two sort of, I won't say big spending windows, but ones where big signings come in. I mean, last January was an absolute madness, but yeah, this January, I personally think it'll be a bit quieter. Well, it'll be much quieter than last January, but I still think there's a lot of decent business to be done for sure. Get rid of Sterling, yeah, I'd love that. Enzo back with the blonde hair, yeah, he certainly is. Enzo certainly is back with the blonde hair. Get rid of Sterling, yeah. Big up my guy, I hope you're doing well. Osimhen and Paulinho. Paulinho, I don't see Paulinho coming to Chelsea. I think he'll go to Bayern Munich or stay at Fulham for the season, and he'll move in the summer. That's how I personally see that one going. Not much, mate. Just talking about centre backs, Jean-Clair, Todibo, and been talking about forwards, and that's kind of where we're at the moment. Agreed. Next two windows are going to be a high volume of transfers, but then it'll be a few signings each year. Yeah, I think we'll start operating on a one-in, one-out basis, because there won't actually need to be that many changes made to the squad. I think we've made the bulk of the changes to this squad. We've made the bulk of the changes to the squad, so there's not really that many wholesale changes that need to be made. Yet Sterling didn't start yesterday, and we don't need him. Yesterday proved that we don't need Raheem Sterling to start in this team. I'm not saying that he can't be a useful squad member. He can, but those sort of days of him being viewed as an automatic starter they are an absolute no. An absolute no. That shit doesn't happen anymore. That shit does not happen anymore. Certainly not for me. But let's move away. Let's move away from strikers, people. Let's talk about outgoings, because Fabrizio Romano was saying that January is also about selling players for Chelsea. The first situation is Maatsen, who has chances to leave, and we've heard about Dortmund's interest. The second is Chalobah. He won't be leaving straight away in January. It will take some time. The Chalobah thing is really interesting, because I think Chelsea have treated him in a really bad way. There's also a lot of stuff saying that actually he's not injured and they don't want him to play. I don't know what's going on with him, but originally when he got injured in pre-season, he was meant to be out for a month. It's now January basically, and we still haven't seen him. We've barely seen him in any training pictures. I don't know what's going on with him. This is a player that's got 4 years left on his contract, is 24 years of age, is versatile, and it's someone that is basically should command 40 or 50 million pounds. But we're going to get nowhere near that for him. The guy's not kicked a ball for 6 months. Longer than that, really. The guy's not kicked a ball competitively for 6 months. His value's going down. He's a depreciating asset. And there's a lot of things that aren't adding up around the Chalobah situation. I don't know where Chalobah's going to end up in January. There was the move to Bayern fell through. I'm sure that there's obviously interest over Europe. I'm sure there might even be some Premier League interest as well. But I'm not really understanding the treatment of Chalobah. I'm not getting the whole Chalobah situation. It doesn't add up to me. It doesn't add up to me. I don't know how much money we're gonna be able to get for him in January, if we get any at all. It doesn't seem likely for me. Doesn't seem likely. So I just don't know. I really, really don't know. It's a strange one. No one really knows what's going on. Next year, I want to see Nkunku back to his best. Yeah, hopefully we will. Chalobah's been treated shocking. Yeah, look, I don't think he's significantly worse than Disasi. I think Colwell's better than him. I think Badiashil's better. I think Fofana's better than him. But look, he's by no means awful. But I just think the other centre-backs probably are that bit better than him. But the way he's been treated has been awful. It has been really shocking. Guys, 7 likes from 60. Let's try and get this up to 60 likes before the end. So keep smashing that like button, guys. 7 likes to 60. That is the next target. Keep smashing the like button, people. Don't sleep on Madueke. He's better than Sterling. Look, I really like Madueke. He's taking his chances. He's doing really well. So yeah, really, really pleased for him on that front. I'd loan him out. Yeah, look, maybe a loan would make sense to try and boost his value again, because right now his value's got to be pretty low because the guy's not played. He's not been in the shop window at all. You don't really know what he's necessarily going to be like. You know, we don't know what he's going to be like when he plays. So yeah, it's going to be an interesting one. It is going to be an interesting one. It's going to be an interesting one for sure. I don't know who's going to buy him. I don't know how much money we're going to get for him. Dump Sterling, Broja, and Chalobah. I do sympathise with him. No, Chalobah's going to go. We know that Chalobah at Chelsea's done. Broja, I agree. Broja's not good enough, but we won't get rid of him in January. I think in the summer, Broja's will be finished because a striker will come in, whether it's now or summer, and it will be that striker, Jackson, and Nkunku as another option. Broja's done at Chelsea for me. Broja will not be at Chelsea next season, in my opinion. And you know what? Nor should he be. He's not good enough. Is there confirmed reports that he's just been kept out and isn't injured at all? No, there's no confirmed reports on that. But, you know, you do hear a lot of stuff saying that. Look, I don't want to buy into conspiracy theories and stuff, but like, I think there's stuff about the Chalobah situation that absolutely isn't being said. That for me is clear. I'm not saying that, you know, he's not injured and they're keeping him out and whatnot, but I think there absolutely is stuff that isn't being said on the situation, and perhaps we're not getting. I don't think we're getting the full picture personally on that front. I don't think we're getting the full picture, but I don't know. I don't know, guys. But we're certainly not getting the full picture for me. But let's wait and see. Let's wait and see. Let's wait and see what happens on that front. Favorite moment for Chelsea in 2023? Probably some of the transfer window stuff, but on the pitch, probably best moment. I think Dortmund 2-0 in the second leg of the Champions League last 16. That was probably the best moment of 2023. There's not been many. If we're looking more towards this season, then certainly the 4-1 win at Spurs was right up there. But yeah, there's not been a lot of great moments to choose from. Broja is a tough one because we won't have a striker until AFCON is over. Yeah, look, that's for me why, unless a striker comes in January, Broja's not going to leave in January, guys. Broja will not leave in January for those reasons. He'll be here to the end of the season, but yeah, other than that, I don't think he'll be any further. In terms of Ian Maatsen, Dortmund, I think will be a good move for him. Again, I don't know how much money we get for him. I think he's got is it a year left on a contract? No, 18 months because we extended it. There was a club option to extend it, so we extended it to preserve his value or to try and get some value for him. It's clear. Look, people think Maatsen's a talented player. I think he is, but ultimately, as I said in the stream, I think, earlier this week, I think his ability was massively overhyped from what he did at Burnley. he had a very good season at Burnley. You know, Championship Team of the Year, exceptional in that left wing back role. But the step up from the Championship to playing at Burnley to playing in the Premier League for Chelsea is massive. And I just think he was overhyped personally. People thinking he was better than he actually is. And that's not me being harsh or anything. I think that's just, for me, that's the reality. I just think people have got a bit carried away, think Maatsen's a lot better than he actually is. And look, it's time for him to move on. It's clear that, you know, he played well in the pre-season in the attacking areas, but, you know, he's not better than Mudryk, Madueke, Sterling, Palmer and Kunku, etc. He's not going to get in those attacking areas. And then, you know, at left back, Poch doesn't fancy him, whether it's Colwell, Chilwell, Cucurella at the time as well. So look, the best situation is for Maatsen to leave at Chelsea. There is no long-term future for him. How much money do we get for him? I don't know. Maybe we get 15, 20 million pounds for him. I think that would be decent. Thing is though, like Maatsen, again, even another loan for Maatsen, that would be us seeing something in him that he can play a part in the first team, a big part in the first team in the future. And I just don't see that. I know that might sound a bit harsh, but I don't see that. I really don't see it. If this was Maatsen and he'd never been on loan before, then yeah, sure, you would look at loaning him. But yeah, I really don't see a situation where Ian Maatsen is going to play regularly for Chelsea. For his career, he needs to go and play regularly. He deserves to go and play regularly. But for me, it's clear that he's not good enough to play regularly for Chelsea. Maatsen's going to be I think Maatsen will be the first one out the door in January. I think it's kind of obvious. The writing's sort of on the wall, as it were, on that one. I don't see any way that he is still at Chelsea at the end of January. I think there's almost no chance. Almost no. Actually, there is no chance for me. He's definitely gone. He is definitely gone. If we're looking at selling those sorts of players, then yeah, absolutely. So yeah, Maatsen, I think, will go. I don't know how much we'll get for him. Yeah, but Dortmund would be a good move for Maatsen. I think, you know, the Bundesliga is a decent enough league. I think we get a decent price. I think he'd do very well there. He'd play in a system, you know, with attacking fullbacks and all that jazz. I think it would be good. Who do you think will be the first incoming for Chelsea? Brother, I've got no idea. No idea whatsoever. It's really tricky. It's really difficult to tell because, yeah, I just don't know. I just don't know who it's going to be. No idea. I feel like Cobham doesn't produce enough physical players. I don't know. I don't really know. Look, I mean, Loftus-Cheek was physical. But yeah, maybe not. Maybe not. I mean, Gilchrist looks reasonably physical, but again, he's still at the beginning. Don't need to buy more centre-backs for a while. Look, Gilchrist, for me, could play for the first team, but the next step for him is to go out on loan somewhere and play regular first-team football. Humphreys, I don't think he's good enough, personally. We will sign another centre-back. It shouldn't be a priority, but I think we will sign another centre-back. That much, for me, is clear. But I agree it's not a priority, but a centre-back will come in at some point. If it's not January, it will be in the summer. That will happen because Chalobah's definitely going. Gilchrist will go on loan or something. Humphreys, I don't think, is good enough. And we may well have Thiago Silva moving on as well. So that for me is one that is not a priority, as I said, but it will happen for those reasons. But yeah, Maatsen to Dortmund would make sense. Does he want to go to Burnley? I'm sure Burnley would be interested in potentially trying to bring him back in. Try and bring him back in. So yeah, I don't know. Let's see. But Maatsen to Dortmund, I think, would be a good move. But Maatsen, for me, will definitely be out, and that'll be some more money. It'll be pure profit and whatnot. We love the pure profit thing at the moment. But yeah, look, Maatsen, regardless of whether it's pure profit or not, if his future's not at Chelsea, I don't think he's at the required at the required level. That much is clear. So yeah, let's see what happens with him. Got a feeling we'll get to Todibo. I don't know. No, look, I think the crossover from the French league to the Premier League is decent. It's not bad. It's not a bad hit rate at all. Centre halves in the French league tend to do very well. Yeah, I mean, if only it was that easy. If only it was that easy. Look, Osimhen in January, he's going to be with Nigeria at the Cup of Nations. We know there's a release clause. All the reports are saying that a move like for him to actually leave in January is very unlikely. Maybe the only way I think Osimhen becomes a Chelsea player in January is if we agree the deal for in January, but he comes in the summer. For me, there's no way Napoli let him go in January. Not a chance. Conor Gallagher. Gallagher's decent. We can't be selling Gallagher in January. Like, even if you don't see him as part of the long-term plans, we cannot sell him in January. We absolutely cannot. No, mate, that's not going to happen. The only way that happens is if Newcastle finish below where we finished in the table last year. They'd have to finish lower than 12th for that Lewis Hall deal not to become permanent. Now, you could say with how they're performing right now, maybe that could be a small possibility, but Newcastle won't finish lower than 12th. So that Lewis Hall deal will become permanent. What we are seeing is a fully developed player. He's played full season for West Brom, Palace, and last year with us. Guehi or Todibo? I mean, look, if it was just on choice in general, I'll probably go with Mark Guehi. But the problem is that Guehi's not going to come to Chelsea in the capacity that we're looking to bring someone in. So if I had a choice, I'd go for Mark Guehi because I think he's better. But I don't think he wouldn't come. Need a more creative player. We've got plenty of creative players. You know, the likes of Mudryk, Madueke, Palmer, and Nkunku. There's loads of creative players. I don't think we need more creative players. We need a goal scorer. I think the same with Osimhen. I don't see him leaving in January. No. I think the reason why we might be... Yeah, that is the exact reason why we'd be looking to do it. There's no other reason why we're doing it. Yeah, look, for me, I prefer Ivan Toney, but look, it looks like the only real options are Toney or Osimhen. And I don't really see either of them coming in January. I think we've got that though. Like, where would they play though? Where would they play? Do you know what I mean? If we're playing this 4-2-3-1, where does that creative attacking player play? We've got Nkunku, we've got Cole Palmer. Like, we've got creative players. Look, you could look at a more creative centre midfield profile, but then Enzo's got that playmaking from deep locked down, that passing from deep. So, you know, I don't know. I'm really unsure on that front. But you know, let's wait and see. Nah, Sancho, not for me. We don't need another winger. We don't need another winger. Look, I think Sancho is a great player. He's not played for a while now, so we don't really know what sort of condition he's going to be in. But yeah, look, not for me. Todibo's coming to United. Yeah, no, I don't think he will. Let's wait and see. But you know, you man are struggling big time. Got no money to spend. So yeah, enjoy it. You know, you man are shit. Shout out to Cole Palmer, guy, 40 million. Yeah, he's been superb. I mean, really, look, I said at the top of the show, like, I've been critical of the recruitment, but when it's only fair to give praise where it's due as well. The signing of Cole Palmer has been outstanding, as is the signing of Malo Gusto. Petrovic looks a bit of a steal as well. So, you know, yeah, these are we have made some good signings, but my issue with the recruitment is too many of these players aren't ready to make an impact now. That's been my issue with it. What else we got? Petrovic is silently. Yeah, I think so as well. I think there's definitely a massive conversation to be had about Petrovic being the new number one. We could do the stopgap striker. Yeah, this is the problem though. You end up going down sort of a Man United route when you look at bringing in like Weghorsts and types like that. It's very hard to get a decent striker in on loan. It's very hard to get a decent striker in on loan for 6 months in January. Silva from Benfica as a centre back. Yeah, but again, are we looking for a starting centre back or are we looking for a squad filler? That's what we need to find out. Oh, absolutely can. Mate, look, you might be 3 points above us on the table, but the only way you boys are going are down. We are on the up. One thing I want next year for Chelsea is make Stamford Bridge a fortress. Yep, we've got to. The home form has got to be much, much better, 100%. Silva is a centre back I want. We criticised Bowley, but he wanted Gordon, Palmer, and Elise. I don't know if Bowley this is not Bowley. Like this is a recruitment team. Elise would have been a good signing. I would have rather have had Elise than Sterling. Imagine if we just binned out Sterling and got Elise in. And then we had our options as Elise, Madueke, Palmer, and Nkunku, Mudryk. You know, that's looking naughty. So yeah. Hwang's decent enough, but again, look, playing for Wolves and playing for Chelsea are two totally different things. They are obviously big step ups. You know, they are. That's the reality. That is a big step up. But yeah, look, I mean, let's wait and see, guys. 2 likes away from 60. Keep smashing that like button. Let's get this to 60 likes. Come on, guys. Shouldn't be too difficult. There's 47 in the building still. We need 2 more likes to hit the 60 likes mark. So let's get there, guys. Let's get there. Let's get it done. No excuses. No excuses, people. 60 likes minimum. That is what we should be doing, guys. That's what we should be doing. But yeah, what are people saying? I don't know what happened with the Elise thing. Something weird was going on there. Something weird was going on there. The deal was all agreed in that, and then I don't know if we'd pursued him in a bit of a naughty way or something. I don't know. But yeah, Man United are -3 goal. Yeah, Man United are shit, -3 goal difference. Lost more games than they've won. They've lost more games than us this season. They're in the mud. They are mudded. Why do we want another centre back? Because of Chalobah leaving, and in all likelihood, probably it being Silva's last season as well. So we're looking to take advantage. We're looking to bring another centre back in. Isn't Jackson playing in left wing? No, Mudryk was obviously picked up a knock against Palace, and then he obviously made the bench, but we didn't need to use him, so we didn't use him. But no, Jackson's not playing left wing on a regular basis. No. God knows why Maatsen's not being used as left back. I don't really know. The manager obviously doesn't rate him at left back, doesn't see him as good enough to play at left back. So, yeah, it is what it is. Without that spine we used to have, it's going to be hard to challenge. Yeah, we're going to have to find a new spine. We still need to sign a few players to go in the spine, I think. But yeah, I agree as well, mate. We're better than Man United. Man United, I know they're a different place in the table. They've been in survival mode pretty much every game this season, and they are one of the worst teams in the league. They're so easy to play against, and I still, every week that goes by, I cannot believe that we made them look unbelievable. Remember that many people didn't believe in this project. Elise and his agents could be some of those people. Maybe, I don't know. No, he'd picked up a knock. He wasn't like, he picked up a bit of a knock in the Palace game. He could have played, but we didn't need to take the risk, so it's fine. He didn't need to take the risk, so it's not a problem. Yeah, I agree. Broja can be a useful tool for a part exchange, maybe in that situation. I agree that he definitely can be. So yeah. I don't know. What else is going on? What other things in the chat here? No, I didn't see anything about Eze. No, I'll be interested to see if we look to go for Elise again in the summer. That would be that could certainly be a possibility, maybe. I think Milan were. Napoli might have been at some point. I'm not too sure. Yeah, we must win in April. We must. Solanke's decent. Yeah, look, Solanke's not bad, but again, that's not going to be sort of the level of striker that's going to lead us. Do you know what I mean? Lead us through. That's not going to be a level of striker that leads us through to kind of the next phase, as it were. Yeah, no, I know. We still have 4 centre backs without him. It doesn't really make sense. I think we'll get rid of Sterling. Yeah, I mean, I'd love that. If Sterling was moved on at the end of the season and Elise came in, that is a huge, huge upgrade. Look, it wouldn't be the worst idea in the world, but I certainly, I'll be real, I just don't see that. I don't see that happening. Yeah, obviously in the summer, yeah, not in January. That would be something in the summer for sure. Sterling potentially moving on. That is absolutely clear on that front, people. On that front. What else have we got? What else have we got going on? Let's see if there's anything else happening, and then we will look to round this one out in a sec. Any kind of news come through? Don't think there is too much. Don't think there's been too much else news coming through. But yeah, guys, probably going to look to round this one out there. Thoughts on potential? It would be a minority stake. I don't really know what that does for us. It wouldn't be buying the whole club. I don't know how much control that would give us over potentially signing their players or us sending players there. I've got no idea. I think it's easier to just buy other clubs. I don't really know what a minority stake in Sporting would really do for us, if I'm being totally honest. How many goals do you think Cole Palmer scores this season? He's got 8 in the league already. I think he can get 15. I think he can get 15. That would be very good. I would say summer. I can't see it in January. I'll be brutally honest. I cannot see it in January. But yeah, guys, I am going to round this one out here. Big up to everyone that has tuned in. Last stream of 2023. It's been a great year on the channel. Started with just over 2,500 subscribers or whatever this year. We're finishing on just under 7.5. So it's been a great year for the channel, guys. Thank you so much for all your support, everyone that's been a part of the channel, all you guys in the chat, the community. It's been fantastic. Thank you so much for your support this year. Thank you for playing your part in helping the channel grow. And let's move on to bigger and better things next year, guys. 10K has got to be the target, not for the end of the year, but as soon as possible. Loads of stuff coming on the channel. I'm going to be live every single day in the January window, bringing guests on, talking all things transfers. Let's get the channel growing. But yeah, thanks for your support this year. It is greatly appreciated. Thanks to everyone that's come and said hello to me at games or wherever it is, or sent me nice messages on socials and all that sort of thing. Big yourselves up. Appreciate it a lot. I hope you all enjoy your New Year's Eve. You're going out tonight. If you're not doing anything like myself because you're not feeling great, you just don't do anything anyway, then enjoy that. Thanks for your support, guys. Let's hope Chelsea have a good 2024. Let's hope the January window brings us what we're looking for. But yeah, guys, big yourselves up. Smash the likes on the way out. Subscribe to the channel. Here's to a better 2024 for all of us and for Chelsea. Love for the support. Up the Chelsea and peace out, guys.